Hey folks, this is BestInSlot. Welcome back to our discussion of the upcoming Late Cretaceous Pack for Jurassic World Evolution 2. However, in this video we're not focusing on the DLC itself, but on the free update that's going to come along with that. So everybody who owns Jurassic World Evolution 2 on console, on PC, this Friday when the DLC comes out will also get access to everything else we're going to see here today without buying the DLC. And as per usual, the free update is probably the more exciting part of the whole shebang, although it might be a little bit small. We'll talk about all that. Let's dig in and let's kick off with what is easily the most exciting aspect of this update, and that's this right here. Lagoon decorations are coming to the game. Finally, not only this, but lagoons are getting a lot of love in general. Yeah, really exciting stuff. So you can see now there's a whole new section over here, this kind of lagoon section bit over here with this kind of like wibbly wobbly wavy line. We've also got this interesting new one over here which looks like a light bulb. We'll get into that in a second as well. But you can see there's tons, and they've not gone half-hard on this. There are tons of new decorations. We've got some sunken ships, we've got some sunken lights, we've got some rocks, we've got some coral. If you wanted to remake that Little Mermaid trailer that came out this week. We've even got, of course, the Indominus Rex skeleton. The interesting thing is, we also have all these other decorations, which I think are meant for the lagoons, but are clearly not underwater. You can see here, this looks like canopies or something, maybe to hang over your viewing area. Potentially lights or flags or something like that. We've got fountains, we've got trees, stuff that looks like it'll decorate your lagoon itself, but not necessarily inside the lagoon. The point is, lagoons up till this point have been a little bit boring, a little bit uncustomizable, and by the looks of things, this might well bring them in line with the aviaries and close to our other exhibits as well. It should make lagoon decoration just a whole lot more interesting and a lot more viable, which is obviously a really, really good thing. This is definitely one of the major things people were asking for, myself included. However, as I say, there's more than just the decorations coming for lagoons, so let's take a look. Lagoon customization and decoration. You'll be able to experience a new range of customization for your lagoons in Update 4, with brand new decorations which can be placed around the edges, there you go, and on the bottoms of all lagoons. These include a lagoon fountain, lagoon cages, lagoon rocks, and lagoon coral, amongst other decorative items. In order to ensure that you're able to enjoy these new decorations as much as possible, we've also incorporated various quality of life updates for lagoons, including, this is the big thing, including improving the clarity of lagoon water and viewing stand glass so that there's a clearer look into the lagoon water itself. You'll also be able to move the game camera into the water of lagoons, allowing you to fully appreciate your decorative handiwork. So, two big changes there. This, improving the clarity, is something I've been asking for a really, really long time. So I'm really happy to see that's coming into the game. As it is at the moment, you can't see through your lagoon. Like, you can't see any of the creatures in your lagoon unless they happen to swim right by the glass. That makes for some exciting moments, but it's not great for a park, really. What I'd love to see from this eventually is the ability to customize that ourselves. You know, I'd love like a really dark one for certain creatures or a really light one for certain creatures, depending on the kind of atmosphere I'm trying to sell. Don't know if that'll ever happen. That would be really cool in some point in the future. But hey ho, the lagoon water itself has been made more clear, and the glass that you view from the underground viewing area has been made more clear as well. And we can finally move the camera into the lagoons. You can't do this at the moment. The only way to get into the lagoons right now is to click on one of your creatures or like a building down there, and then that'll zoom you in down there. But being able to actually manually put the camera down there is going to make screenshotting a lot easier, and of course is necessary for decoration purposes. So I'd say that's the big update. That's the major thing. Definitely something we've wanted for a long time. I like that they've gone in hard on it. There's tons of decorations there. That's really exciting. I said I was going to come back to this little thing here, but I don't know what that is. I don't know what to tell you. Don't know what that is. We'll talk about that. Behavior changes. Update 4 also features this is exciting as well, also features additions to both flying and marine reptile behaviors that will change the way they act within your park. The first of these changes is one of your capture teams are likely to notice quite quickly. Certain escaped flying reptiles will now attack capture team helicopters. You'll notice there is now a condition bar above your capture teams, which will be impacted when under attack by a flying reptile. Once this bar runs out, the capture team will be destroyed and you will need to purchase replacement items. That's very cool. That's really, really good stuff. That's something we wanted. You know, I did tests on that when this game first came out, nearly a year ago now. That's crazy. I did tests on that. I rammed my helicopter into my pterosaurs and had no luck. But now, finally, especially with the Quetzalcoatlus, flying your helicopter into that and having it attack you until your helicopter gets destroyed is going to be very, very cool. I'm very excited about that as well. I think that's a really cool change. With this update, you'll also see a change to how your marine reptiles behave when they're uncomfortable. They'll begin attacking the walls of your lagoon when they're unhappy and can become injured during this process. So make sure you're meeting their needs now to avoid this unwelcome outcome. Because as it stands, if you starve your marine reptiles, they kind of just act normal. They just starve and eventually die. We kind of speculated before the game ever came out what would happen, how would marine breakouts ever work, and obviously they didn't break out because that was always a little bit unrealistic, but they took that one step too far and they didn't break out, but they didn't do anything. Now, them ramming the walls, injuring themselves out of frustration, out of sadness, the great sadness, as they say, that makes a lot more sense. And yeah, it just makes the lagoons, again, a little bit more interesting as a factor to deal with within your parks, as well as when you're decorating them and stuff like that. We'll also be making some adjustments to dinosaur cohabitation preferences in the new update, adding likes relationships between both hadrosaurid and ceratopsids, and ornithomimosaurids, bloody Nora, and ceratopsids. Ceratopsids can now cohabit with other ceratopsids too, although there will be some exceptions to this. So as it stood, all ceratopsids hated all other ceratopsids. I'm assuming, well, that's gone now. They like each other again. They're very wishy-washy, you know, it's an up and down relationship. But maybe some of the larger ones don't really get on because they're kind of competing for the same territory, for the same food, stuff like that. That would make a lot of sense. But, yeah, obviously these two are the major parts of that. It's just a nice little tidbit of a change. And building decorations. This latest update will allow you to see some exciting new changes to how you decorate your dinosaur park, with brand new amenity and attraction building decorations now available. These include several new planters and even some new fountains that you'll be able to add to the outside of these buildings to offer more control over your amenity and attractions look and feel. Whilst we're on the topic of lights, Update 4 also brings it with the ability to change the colour of decorative lights throughout your park. Using a new lighting tab, which is what that is down there, this new subsection will highlight all of the available decorations which contain editable lights, and you'll also notice a new edit light colour mode that allows you to quickly and easily paint lights across the park. Your gameplay will automatically switch over to nighttime while you're doing this for ease. That's actually really cool. I haven't seen this, by the way. I like to react a little bit fresh. Boom, bat, want to touch it? I mean, this is cool, you know, more decorations, always a positive, but this light thing, I don't know, did anyone ask for this? I always love when they add things that are a little bit more unexpected, where they see a thing and they think, you know what, we can do that better. The idea of being able to change the colour across your park to really theme areas a lot easier is really interesting, actually, and should give your parks yet more individuality and uniqueness and all those buzzwords that I like to throw around. A little bit more life, as we say all the time, to your parks. That's a really interesting change. I'm curious just to what level of lights this goes to. You know, can we change it so every single light in one area is like hot pink? Hopefully. That's the dream, right? A couple little smaller changes now to finish things off. This isn't that relevant. I don't think there's anything here to see. This is just a screenshot they provided. Thought we'd mix things up. Postcards and stamps. So this is a very small thing. This is basically your capture mode now when you're in the game. You'll be able to overlay with postcards and stamps that sort of resemble where you are, basically. So what I'm imagining, I'm going to do, I'll read it and then I'll explain what I think it is. Wishing you could write home about your Jurassic World Evolution 2 creations? Look no further than the brand new overlay options we're bringing you with Update 4, Capture Mode. Will now be home to 6 new postcard overlays and 4 new stamp overlays, allowing you to share your dinosaur park in an entirely new and exciting way. So, for those of you who love Capture Mode, this is exciting. What I'm assuming is, we're going to have to do this with this bloody effect on it. No, we don't. If we just do this. What I'm assuming is something like this. It's a very square. What's that shape? No, we can do better than that. Come on. So more like that. Right, you've got your screenshot. Bam. You took a photo. Actually, tell you what. Sorry. This is not necessarily what we're doing yet. You took a photo of Canada, right? You're very excited about Canada. And one of the, you're tapping through your overlays and it like adds, you know, the logo in the corner and stuff like that. And I'm assuming what these ones will be now, at least the postcard ones, it'll have an overlay that says like, greetings from Canada. And maybe there'll be like a maple leaf in the corner, something like that. So it looks like a real postcard by overlaying some of those details. Final little bit, we have some additional sandbox settings. There are a number of quality of life changes coming to sandbox mode in update 4, allowing for even greater freedom in designing your very own Jurassic World. Not only have we redesigned sandbox settings to make them more readable, but your custom settings will also save between sessions, so you can play the way you want every single time. Readable is interesting. I'm assuming this is in particular about the egg incubation one, although I thought they fixed that. There was a problem for a long time where you could turn on no failed incubations, and what that did was turn off. Well, no, it turned on failed incubations, basically. It was very weird. You'll also notice that Update 4 brings with it more sandbox options around dinosaur traits when gene editing, including the ability to create negative traits, the ability to have infinite traits, and the ability to have infinite trait points. And there are new cohabitation settings for normal, or like, or no dislike too, allowing you even more freedom in how you build your Jurassic World. Finally, we've also included an instant construction destruction setting, meaning no more waiting for new buildings or attractions. So that's really cool. Actually, I really like that. They added, obviously, the speed up time ability in the last one, in the last update, which let us make buildings a lot faster than we were, like 90% faster, or like 10% in the original time, but now instant as well. So you can just plop down all your buildings and they'll be birthed instantly, which is a plus, a big plus. This trait stuff doesn't affect me as much personally. I don't really tend to play with those kind of settings, but for those who like it, obviously that's cool. And things like settings staying and retaining between sessions is a good thing as well. So that is it for update 4. Now obviously this is the key feature. Very excited to get in there, maybe build the Lagoon Park, and we'll focus entirely on the lagoons for that, test out some of these new features. Pretty excited about that idea. Maybe we'll do a park and then we'll do like some above ground stuff for our new creatures. Yeah, that sounds fun. But yeah, this is obviously the highlight. So as per usual, every update is the most exciting thing. Really excited about this. Really excited about the lights. I think that's going to be really interesting. The pterosaurs attacking the helicopters as well. I'd say those are the big things that are coming. Those are my my highlights for what we've got here. Just double checking that. Yeah, those are the 3 big things. So I think we're constantly, I mean, I want to evaluate. We've seen everything coming to the DLC now, right? And everything coming with the update. So I think we can now talk a little bit about what we think. And I am, as I always am, in two minds. Part of me very excited. Lagoon Decorations, something we really wanted, and clarity of water. Really cool changes. Lagoons are going to be so much more interesting now. Very, very excited to get my hands on that. I am, as I always am, left with this constant feeling of why do we not have new attractions? Like every single update we get, like these are really cool changes, and I think the Lagoon one, more than all the others, I think the Lagoon change was necessary. I think the game needed it, probably should have had it from the start, but that's a really cool change. But I always feel like the one thing this game is crying out for so much is new attractions more than everything else. Every single update I get it, I'm like, yeah, but where are the new attractions? Like, is this not something the wider community cares about? Is it not something Frontier thinks is necessary? Maybe they just don't think it's a good idea. Maybe we're barking up a dead tree. Definitely wasn't the update we expected, DLC-wise. I think a lot of us expected like a Malta pack, a Black Market pack or something like that, but as I've said, I'm happy we're moving away from that, at least temporarily. I'd still be surprised if we don't eventually get the Atrociraptor. I think, alright, this is new theory, Malta pack, Christmas, tie in with Christmas, make some more money, you know what I mean? Because it ties in with Dominion. But yeah, the free update itself really good. Let me know what is the most exciting update of it. The most exciting aspect of it for you at home. It's not humongous, although there's clearly a lot of work in this. As I've said, I feel like at this point Evolution 2's probably not been worked on by that many people, but that's kind of typical for a video game. You release it and then you leave a skeleton crew behind to keep working on updates, depending on the state of the game at release. But this is good stuff. It is. Let me know what you think. I'll see you lovely folks next time. Throw me a like down below if you enjoyed the video. We'll be back with more content on this. Of course, on Thursday, we'll be checking out the live stream, and on Friday, the pack is out. So, very exciting week. Thank you very much for joining me. I'll see you lovely folks very soon. Cheers, much love as always. Bye-bye.
Reaching out.